Today we're talking about our breakout pitchers for the 2026 MLB season. We've already talked about hitters. If you guys want to see that, please check out the channel. Also, subscribe. Thank you all to our members. You guys get the videos early, including this one. You possibly could have watched this one early, but I'm excited about this. I think breakout pitchers is like my favorite kind of content to make. I think I'm usually kind of good at it too. It's definitely my biggest strength. I think it's been a big reason that we even started this channel in the first place, but I can't wait to rip through these guys.
Yeah, I know that I'm gonna have the normie picks. Like everyone,
Yeah.
just buckle up. I'm gonna have every single player you expected to be a breakout pitcher on this list. I think pitchers are a little bit easier from this perspective than a hitter because you can look at a pitcher from the year before and be like, you got unlucky. Like that's really all it could be sometimes.
And a lot of times there's also just things you can see from a pitcher in the spring where you're like, oh, all right, I kind of figured it out again.
You're like, you do that now? Oh, okay, you're gonna be good.
or you do something now you used to do before. Yes, thank God. I was really hoping you could do that again.
Of course, James, I got to let you start off, though. Who's going to be your number one pick of the breakout pitchers?
All right, I'm sure you guys got on me in the comments in the hitter video because all my hitters probably already broke out. They were big-time prospects, but I'm going to structure it in a similar way where I have 5 guys who I think are good pitchers who have all super legit ace potential.
Yep.
And then 5 pitchers who kind of are going to take that step up into being mid-rotation guys, and then some demon picks and some demon relievers. But number one guy who I think by this time next year we could be talking about him as a top 10 pitcher in the league, legit ace.
Ah, man, it's going to be Chase Burns or Misiorowski.
No, neither.
Ryan Pepiot?
Later on.
Shane Baz?
Different. Kyle Bradish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Nice.
Kyle Bradish he's got everything you need to be an ace pitcher. I think the only thing is stopping him is health and the fact that we didn't get to see him as much last season. But there's kind of this old adage with pitchers that your fastball is your fastball. It's kind of just a big deal for these guys. And the only chance you have to kind of change your arm slot enough to really put any meaningful pitch shape changes on the fastball you've been throwing your whole life is if you take a long period off from throwing. And the only logical long period off from throwing that these players take is when they have a major arm surgery. Kyle Bradish had the major arm surgery, took his break from throwing. Last year he came back, and this dude's whipping a different fastball. He's got more vertical ride on it. He's got more cut on the pitch. It was disgusting, still coming in around 95 miles per hour. Became the legit weapon he needed against left-handed hitters. Also, he got really good at my favorite pitch in the league, Mark, the front hip sinker.
There it is.
To just attack those lefties inside, mixing that fastball on that front hip sinker, and then a back foot slider with a curveball that, again, has taken a step up since the surgery. He's someone who I think, again, this time next year, hopefully, please, Kyle Bradish, the health notwithstanding, can be considered a top 10 guy because he also he's got that dog mentality on the mound. The thing that really got me obsessed with Bradish first, apart from just having 2 fastballs and 2 breaking balls as he was coming up, when Aaron Judge was on the home run pursuit a few years ago. They were getting looked into every single at bat, this and that. And the Orioles were kind of the hot team at the time. And Kyle Bradish had that bat against Aaron Judge where he kind of hit a weak grounder, a pop up or something. And he just started barking at him. And there's something about that right there. That tenacity just made me completely fall in love with the guy. And now we're at a spot where last year it was 30 innings. He had a 40% strikeout rate. And I think that it really went under the radar because of how bad the Orioles team was. And just the fact that he came back from injury. It was only a 30-inning sample. But it's every chance right now to just go absolutely apeshit for a full season and be a top 10 guy.
Yeah, obligatory have to say this, James. Obviously, I hear what you're saying. He did finish 4th in the Cy Young voting
100%.
in 2023.
100%.
Just have to make that known.
ERA was under 3. Whip was at 1. But I think still a lot of people didn't fully buy in. Then he immediately got hurt. So I think he's getting back there, but better.
No, that part you are fair. I'm going to go ahead and steal who I know is going to be 100% on your list in Ryan Pepiot.
Yeah.
There's kind of no way he has a 3.8 ERA based on everything that we see from him as a pitcher. He's got a ton of pitches. He really got burned by George Steinbrenner Field last year. Couldn't get out of his own way. The rate he gave up home runs just doesn't really make any sense. He's going to be back in the Trop. Had some of the best stuff plus numbers across the board in all of Major League Baseball. This feels like the year where Ryan Pepiot becomes a true frontline starter. There's every single indication of what you would look for in a frontline starter. He's got it. He just had a 3.8 ERA last year.
Yeah, Butler Bulldog too. Ryan Pepiot always just seemed to have it, and he was Glasnow trade, right?
Yes, he's also Westfield High School.
Really?
Westfield High School, Indiana.
Yeah.
He was Glasnow.
Like I said. Yeah. He was a righty pitching prospect that was change up forward, and then he's figured out the slider in the last few years. And the fact that he's figured out the slider to the point where last year, let me get the whiff rate on it real quick. 23% is definitely a little low. Probably have to locate that a bit better, but it's just when you have all the tools like that, it's legit only a matter of time.
Yeah, no, he's someone who I've been trying to grab in every fantasy league if he's available.
All right, now I got to do the other one. This is the former Ray, Shane Baz.
Yeah, he was my number 2. I'm glad you said it.
Just eaten so alive by that ballpark last year. I'm pulling up his home road splits right now, but Saris has said this a lot in his podcast, Rates and Barrels, recently, from talking to a few of these Rays pitchers, where it wasn't even the dimensions that burned these guys so bad in Steinbrenner Field. It was the wind. Because when you have a major league ballpark, the stands and the retaining walls are so much higher.
Yeah.
And that field over there, Steinbrenner Field, I don't know if the area is necessarily more or less windy, Tampa Bay, whatever, but the fact that the wind is whipping around more than ever whips around that you're used to in a major league ballpark. Apparently, when they were putting like IVB and pitch movement stuff on the board, these guys were checking it out to see how far off they were from what they believed their norms were. And a guy like Baz, who gets by with a lot of spin, a lot of break, Pepiot in the same way, not to have that consistency of pitch movement just has to be a killer.
Yeah, big time.
And the fact that the velocity got back another year removed from surgery, it's like, oh, all right, feels kind of okay to me. 5.9 ERA at home, 3.8 ERA on the road.
It's unbelievable how big of a difference there was last year. It was one of the best kept secrets in baseball of how much of a disadvantage the Rays pitching was at, which is also funny because besides Junior Caminero and Yandy, almost nobody hit on, and Aranda, almost nobody
Aranda had like a 320 batting average.
Aranda had no home, still didn't have that many home runs though. That's the funny thing is all the pitchers got hurt by the home runs. Junior Caminero got, boosted by it, but
it's just when these pitchers have this much that they do well, it's it's hard to see you getting bad that often. Again, the one thing that scares me a bit about Baz is the fact that this Rays team is going to quit on him.
Yeah.
I think theoretically they kind of got an offer they could not refuse by getting 3 first-round picks, but I'm curious about how a guy like that, when you see an organization bet on you that heavily, how you respond to it. And I think that Baz is just ready to. It's such a classic pitching prospect vibe too. To be the best pitching prospect in the league, lose a year and a half, 2 years from injury, people forget about you, and you just break out 26, 27 years old.
Couple Glasnow guys here, by the way.
Yeah, and a couple guys in similar timelines if they can stay healthy,
which is kind of funny. Should I go normie pick here? Or you want me to pick one of my fun ones that I just personally like?
Either, go wherever you want.
You know what? I'm gonna take some of my guys. Ryan Nelson's going to do it this year.
Ryan last year too.
He did. He was awesome last year. I know he had a 3.2 ERA, so to take one off of James's book, but nobody on the planet besides baseball freaks know that Ryan Nelson's this good. And that fastball just plays so ridiculously well,
Never
arguably
stops.
One of the best fastballs in all of Major League Baseball for starting pitchers. He's coming into this rotation kind of being the guy this year too. I don't think there's any thought of putting him back in the bullpen where he was also great, by the way. He's just he's a good pitcher. 150 innings last year, 3.3 ERA, whip under 1. I expect that there's going to be even more development with those secondaries, and if those can get any better, again, you're all of a sudden you're like, okay, this Diamondbacks rotation isn't complete dog shit.
There's a function here with Ryan Nelson where it happens with pitchers where the fastball is so good that you just kind of lack the spin efficiency on the other pitches to actually make them do what they want to do. Like Ryan Nelson last year, imperfect measure, but I think illustrates really well how limited his repertoire is. Run value by pitch. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Fastball, 23.
It's pretty good. It's the best.
Cutter, 0. Slider, 1. Curveball, -3. Changeup, -2. It's just this guy was, and you know what? And this is going to be a staple of my list. If you have a really good fastball, I'm going to give you a lot more credit. There's so many less things you have to do really well when you have a fastball that can, on its own, dominate hitters. And Ryan Nelson's can.
Yeah, he just has simply one of the best fastballs in baseball, and he's my guy. I think it's his final year of relief pitcher eligibility, though, in fantasy, which is a killer.
That is a shame. Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
I really hope for his sake it is.
He's an elite pick right now if you play in a points league on ESPN because he has that relief pitcher eligibility, and it seems like he's going to just, at worst, be a good pitcher.
Yeah, so Ryan Nelson.
All right, I got my first weird pick. This was a pitcher I liked a lot as a prospect a few years ago, and then he had shoulder issues. He kind of got stopped by a brick wall in the upper minors. It totally fell apart. He's come back this spring. Velocity's gone back a little bit. I've seen the vertical shape on his fastballs back a little bit. Still has a nice array of secondaries. This is Quinn Mathews on the Cardinals.
Ooh, the injury stuff's been the scariest part, but he was a great college pitcher. He was a guy that a lot of people are pretty close to MLB ready right now.
And again, it seemed like he was on that track. He moved really well through the lower minors, but he kind of got stopped when he got to the top. It was mostly by injuries. Quinn Mathews right now is back to averaging 95 on that fastball through spring, over 16 inches of IVB on it, which is very nice. He's still throwing the slider. He still has the changeup, which as a left-handed pitcher like Quinn, having that nasty changeup was a big deal for him. He shows a curveball too. I think he's going to end up showing a sinker as well. It's just it's a profile right now from Quinn Mathews that we've talked a lot this offseason, just talking about the Cardinals, kind of a lot, shockingly, in terms of
Yeah.
a team that's not really super interesting. How much space there is in that rotation, how a lot of the season for them is going to be spent on seeing who are the pitchers that will bring on your next playoff team. And I think that you're going to find out by the end of the season that Quinn will be one of those guys.
I agree, especially because that Cardinals rotation's it's chaos. It's going to be
It's ripe with opportunity.
It's like just be better than Andre Palante, and you're going to be in this rotation whenever you want.
It's also just like, thank God that there's no Miles Michaelis in there anymore.
He's on the Nationals. We get to play him even more.
That's what I'm saying. Just so we can see these other guys get some innings. Like, why you don't need innings either right now, Cardinals. Let these other guys pitch.
Yeah, thank God they've gone away from the Chad innings eaters that the Cardinals have loved for the last 70 years.
Thankfully. But I have another Cardinal on this list too, but we'll keep moving on.
Okay, nice. I'm going to take another one of my weird guys. Pittsburgh Pirate. I think he's fighting for that last rotation spot right now, but I like my boy Carmen Mlodzinski.
Okay.
He put up some decent numbers last year. High ground ball rate, throws
crazy
96, has 6 pitches that he throws pretty consistently. If you're pounding the ball into the ground, you're not walking guys. The problem with that is that the Pirates' defense might be the worst that we've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
ground balls are going to be an enemy. But I do think that
Fly balls too.
all of it, everything. Balls in play are the enemy, and he doesn't really strike out guys at a great rate. But I do think just the fact that the splitter's really good, got a ton of whiffs last year on that splitter, the fact that he has 6 different pitches, there's probably just like, I think they partially kind of traded Mike Burrows and those guys because they were like, we could have Carmen Mlodzinski be the same guy.
Yeah, I think that's again totally fair spot for him to be. I'll do my other Pirate now because you're gonna yell at me for this one. Maybe it's now the Breakout, but in my heart he's a Breakout.
Bubba Chandler.
It's Bubba Chandler.
I knew you were gonna say it.
I watched this guy pitch and I'm like, there's almost no way he's not really good. Like, there really isn't. Like,
Of course not.
When you sit 100 and you have that nasty slider and his changeup has become what it's become with, I think, pretty solid command. I think sometimes his command just goes all at once, and I think that's the way his command grades sometimes kind of track down a little bit. But when he's on, it's pinpoint. Like, the fact the guy had like a 3% walk rate last year, and that's in that brief stint in the major leagues with a 24% strikeout rate, he looks phenomenally good, like ridiculously good. And if you're striking out that many guys and walking that few, again, like the balls in play might be a scary thing for that Pirates team. He also did the classic thing last year where you looked at his like strikeout rate and his walk rate and his whip, and you're like, why was that ERA over 4? It was one 8-earned run blow up in a game where there was like 3 hard hit balls against him by the Brewers, like a day game. He just got pelted by a very good team. You have a repertoire that it just can't really be stopped. 100-mile-an-hour fastball again with a great shape. Nasty slider, changeup. He's trying to work on a curveball that's on like the same spin axis as the slider to get a little nerdy, but he could end the season as one of the 15 best pitchers in the league, and it wouldn't bat an eye.
Totally believe it. I love Bubba Chandler as a pitcher. The stuff's incredible. The Pirates just got demons, man.
It's the intensity of him too. Like, I was glued to his debut last season because I just love Bubba Chandler. I thought his story was interesting last year too because of how much he crushed AAA the season before in the month he had, and then ran through spring training, and it felt like, oh, they're going to call this guy up ASAP because he's really good, and they kept him down for 5 months until basically the last day they could have called him up last year to make him a rookie for this year to get the PPI eligibility for him. Second pitch as a big league, Orlando Arcia, of all people, pelts one off the wall.
Crazy.
Guy on second, nobody out. And Bubba just went ape after that. And he struck out 2 of the next 3 guys. And when that inning ended, he came in long relief too, his first 3 or 4 appearances. He screamed at the top of his lungs, just roared on the mound. Like, that's the guy I want. And then faced, I think, 1 over the minimum, the rest of that long 4-inning save. You just feel a guy who pitches that much emotion, that much of a competitor, and with that kind of fastball, I fall in love instantly.
Yeah, Bubba Chandler's awesome. I like that pick again. He's a rookie still, so why he wasn't on
Yeah.
my list. But I'll take the difference in these guys. I think was 10 innings, and that's why one of them is still a rookie and one of them's not. We're just going to talk about Chase Burns for a couple minutes because you have to. There's a world where similarly he's just a top 15 pitcher in baseball by the end of the season. Again, the numbers weren't great. You see a 4.5 ERA, a 1.3 WHIP. You're like, oh, what's so exciting about this guy? He had 2 bad starts, literally, where he gave up 5 runs, I think, in a total of 10 runs in a total of 6 innings. Outside of that, I think he gave up 3 earned runs the most, and he did that once or twice. He struck out 10 batters 4 different times in 43 innings, which is also insane.
That's ridiculous.
That almost conceptually makes no sense. He had 3 straight starts in a row where he struck out 10 batters. How is that even possible? What do you mean you did that? And he probably still needs to figure out how to get lefties out. They destroyed him last year, but the stuff is absolutely electric. There's not really many guys who just have the nastiness, the disgusting stuff that he has, and I just fully believe he's going to be sick.
No, he has stuff that you kind of have to be born with, and
Yeah.
some players, I'm sorry, but like you just will never have that.
You just don't got it like that.
like Nolan McLean had to work really hard for his arsenal. Some of the guys on my list have worked tirelessly for that arsenal. Chase Burns has a fastball that less than 0.1% of people on earth will ever be able to throw. And the funny thing about him is that like it still feels fragile sometimes when he's on the mound, but then also sometimes you're like, I don't think anyone's ever going to get hit off him.
No, it feels unhittable at times.
And he's so damn good. I got another weird one. Wait.
That division, by the way, I mean, talk about some of the most exciting young arms in all of baseball. It's crazy what the NL Central's got.
If only they could have been supplemented team by team with a lot of veteran bats if
or money.
Spend any money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just those are the same thing, a proxy for one another. Another weird one. I'll stay in the NL Central because I've loved this guy for years, and I'm sticking with the Cardinals rotation. If the Richard fits.
Oh, Big Dick fits.
It's just in terms of a repertoire, kind of like we were saying about Pepiot and to a lesser degree Bubba Chandler. Like this guy's comfortable with 6 pitches. It's 2 fastballs. Like the 4-seamer is above average. The sinker's good enough to get by. That 4-seamer's been 97 this spring. Even if that goes down to 95 in the season, like that can be a foundational pitch against lefties. And he's got a changeup and a curve that are completely tolerable against them. Like this is a repertoire where he's really got to screw something up not to be a good pitcher. Like you have to have some of the worst command grades in the league for this not to work. I don't think he has that. I think the command at sometimes flashes plus. Like you're getting swings and misses with this many different weapons. You can get guys from both sides of the plate. You're going to have an opportunity. You're going to have a big ballpark behind you. You're going to have a plus defense still. They're not going to hit, but they're going to go out and get it. If we could bring the Cardinals defense to the Pirates offense and mix their rotations together, we have a squad probably.
Good, probably guaranteed wild card.
Guaranteed wild card spot, no more, no less.
But they're the Milwaukee Brewers.
Precisely. It's just the kind of guy where I keep looking at you like, I think it's going to wind up working. And I think this could be a year that you look at the end of the season, you're like, did Richard Fitz have a 3.4 ERA and 25% strikeout rate?
Am I crazy? He is a much more enticing eye test guy. Like when we watched him make that AA start against the Mets, I was like, this guy might be. The Yankees are holding him back. What are they doing? He
looked electric in that game. That was the Eastern League semifinals that we went to that
Dom
time.
Hamill versus Richard Fitz,
and that was a pitcher's duel.
Paul Gervais coming in late.
It's also guys like Richard Fitz, like his third organization, traded twice in 3 years. Part of the weird trades as well. Like this, something's gonna click here. And I think he's still. Let me track his age. I got it right here. He's still only 26. Again, that sweet spot for a pitcher breakout. Love Richard Fitz.
Gonna keep it in the NL Central because why not?
Yeah, why not? Do all NL Central as much as we can.
We talk about another guy who could just be a top 15 pitcher in the game tomorrow. Like wake up tomorrow and just be that guy is Jacob Misiorowski. You know it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. This is not groundbreaking news, but again, this is a breakout pitcher video, and me and James are not trying to look like complete idiots. He could just be Jacob deGrom at any moment.
Like Jacob Misiorowski, he probably, and I'm going to say this backhanded compliment with a compliment that automatically follows it. He might have the worst command of any starting pitcher in the league.
Oh, he has no clue where it's going. His mechanics are insane.
And it completely does not matter. I'm not sure if it ever will.
When you're that big and throw that hard and get so close to the plate, like literally, he's what, one of like the 5 guys who gets the closest to the plate with the ball before he releases it.
7.6 feet of extension.
This is gonna sound, maybe this is crazy, and I don't know if people even talk about this. He can afford to be sloppy because the distance is just so much less that he's throwing than some of these other guys. Like he doesn't have to be as sharp. The precision doesn't need to be there, along with the fact that the stuff just completely blows your doors off.
Yeah, if you sit at 99 miles per hour with over 7.5 feet of extension, that perceived velocity is like 103, 104.
Yeah, so like you don't have to actually put it in any spot. You could literally just throw it. It's kind of, I think, what the Rays tell their pitchers, or used to tell their pitchers, throw it down the middle. Yeah.
That was the glass now thing. I think that was a boss thing at the beginning. Also, like his slider is basically just a cutter because it's 94 and a half.
And it moves like fucking 10 feet.
Like his best one. And he still has the curveball too that he backdoors on the lefties and like in the 80s. It's like it's scary. Like he kind of got the hang more so of a changeup as the season went on. Like it's also a big bet, I think, on Jacob Misiorowski by the Brewers. I know they were always going to trade Freddie Peralta, but I think the willingness to trade him even in this kind of situation is like we know we have an animal here.
Yeah.
He's still only 23 years old. If Jacob Misiorowski broke out in 4 years, I wouldn't be surprised. Or this year he can get Cy Young votes. Like everything's in play.
He's like the nicest guy ever too.
Should we stay in the NL Central?
You got another NL Central?
I'm not even kidding. I have 1, 2, 3.
Who am I missing?
4. I have 5 more NL Central pitchers.
5 more NL Central. Who am I missing? All right, hit us with another NL Central. I'm gonna deviate.
I don't even know how or why I have this many more NL Central guys. Braxton Ashcraft.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about him.
Another Pirates guy who people are just not talking about because Skeens has so much gravity and so much magnetism.
I think we've named every pitcher, by the way, not named Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller, the two guys who can't break out because we know what they are.
Mitch Keller will break out one day. Mitch Keller's at 34 years old. Is going to have an amazing season. I know for a fact. But Ashcraft, it's a slider that is just disgusting. It's a vicious slider. It's so good that's his primary pitch against right-handed batters, and they still can't even come close to touching it. And against lefties, the fastball plays up well enough. He sat 97 last year in the season. That reverted back to like 95.5 when he was a starter. I don't think he's considered a guy with that kind of velocity. I think like Braxton Ashcraft isn't like a high-velocity name, so I don't think people are like, oh, yeah, that guy is a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. And with a slider that nasty, with a sinker that came on strong, with a good curveball, it's like, why isn't this guy being talked about? He was an elite college football recruit. I don't know about elite, but he was recruited as a wide receiver. They throw the football around pregame. He makes Odell Beckham catches. He's only 26 years old. Dude's 6'5", 225. It's like, I don't know why Braxton Ashcraft doesn't have more pub right now.
It's a really easy answer.
Why?
Paul Skeens. That's why. You just objectively aren't interesting when that guy exists on your team.
I guess, but then maybe I got to keep bringing the intrigue back to him because it's really good. It's just, the guy's fun as hell.
I think Jarren Duran might have just done something big in the game again, by the way, for Mexico. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, I missed out. My bad.
Wait, I just split out for his games where he was a starter. And again, he was only pitching in like 4 or 5 inning increments at most. The fastball actually did still sit 97, and the slider sat 92.5. Bring that down literally an entire mile per hour for each of those pitches, and they're still super mega elite.
James, I'm going to need you to pick another player while I open this window. It's because it's been 70 degrees today. It is so unbelievably hot in this room. I've never lived in this apartment when it's been warm, so I'm learning right now. It is so hot. Give me another name.
All right, I'm going to finally leave the NL Central just for a hot second here. It's crazy talking to no one. Emmet Sheehan. Emmet Sheehan's going to be a great pitcher. I'm just pretty certain of it. The Dodgers have been cultivating him very slowly, kind of like when you...
Is this Emmet Sheehan?
It's Emmet Sheehan.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my stats about him, too, in a second.
Emmet Sheehan is like, you're a big Pokemon guy. Like, you know when you can throw... like,
I can't wait to hear this.
You know when you could throw, like, your Pokemon egg into the incubator and you get, like, a better level and the Pokemon hatches? Is that true? How often am I my Pokemon right there?
You just completely made something up.
That was the thing, Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, you put the egg in the incubator and you had to walk so that it would hatch. Because you do have to take a certain amount of steps in Pokemon games to hatch the eggs. This is my real nerd shit.
That's your real. I knew you had something for me. Help me with the Pokemon. Getting that over the goal line there. But the Dodgers have been like, hey bud, take your time. No big deal. We got time. We know you're going to be good. And Sheehan was another guy. The same exact trajectory as Ryan Pepiot, where he came out of Boston College, mid-round pick, got a decent fastball and a good changeup, command guy. We're going to give you some more velocity. We're going to coax a slightly better shape out of your fastball, and slowly over time, we're going to teach you a slider. Last year, slider was great. Problem solved. It just doesn't seem like this. Like it's a high floor breakout, which I think is a hard thing to find. I don't know if Emmet Sheehan's true ceiling could ever be like Cy Young, like we're talking about with Miz, Chandler, Chase Burns, those kinds of guys. But this is just a damn good pitcher and one who I have a ridiculous amount of faith in, that he just pitches like 200 innings this year and is a glue guy for this Dodgers staff.
I know what you're saying about the Cy Young thing, and this is why I'm going to disagree. I actually think there's a world where like he'll have a year where he'll hover, I think, like in that top 5. And once you're hovering around there, it really is kind of just like a health thing. I'm going to give you some blind stats real quick from August 1st on for the season. Just tell me what you think about these. So, we've got a 33.7% K rate versus 32.1%, right? Those are two really good guys right there. The K to walk ratio is about the same, 27.5 for that guy who had 32% of the strikeouts, 27.3 for the guy who had 33.7.
That's nice.
Sierra for the guy with 33% K rate, 2.74. The other guy, 2.76. Can you tell me who those two names are?
Emmet Sheehan, Nolan McLean.
It's going to be Emmet Sheehan and Paul Skeens.
Oh, nice.
And obviously, I'm cherry-picking a sample size. But there was about 30-inning sample where Emmet Sheehan was simply one of the best pitchers in baseball in terms of every single stat that you could ever look at. Like, he had better numbers from this point on than some of the best pitchers in baseball, better than Jesus Luzardo, who, by the way, was incredible in this stretch, had a 31% K rate with a 5% walk rate. The stuff's out of control. Like you said, the Dodgers can just baby him because they have 100 pitchers.
Yeah.
And he's probably the guy who just does, again, a lot of the cleaning up for everybody while they're on the IL. And he eventually gets his IL stint, too, because just be fresh for the postseason.
Yeah, why not? The thing I love about Sheehan is that he does the thing that our guy Justin Willer from the Mets talks about, where he's nasty in the zone.
Yep.
But one of my favorite things for a young pitcher, because I think there's a skill that you have to cultivate over time, he's a shadow dweller.
Yeah.
We see these right-handed changeup first guys be shadow dwellers, where you can live on the edges and you could force hitters into difficult decisions. So just like to look at this quickly when you pull up a guy's baseball savant page. When the chase rate is high and the whiff rate is high, that's a guy who's a shadow dweller, oftentimes. And that's just somewhere that you're forcing hitters into difficult decisions. I think Sheehan does a really good job of that. And just because we've seen him take that slider from a pitch that didn't even exist a few years ago, so now I would hear an argument that could be his best pitch. I have a feeling he's just going to probably wind up doing the same thing with a curveball at some point. And you're going to probably, at some point, you could find a sinker. I don't know if he's going to be a cutter guy at any point in the future, but there's just, because slider's kind of tight anyway, he just seems like it's just going to keep getting better. And similar, 26 years old, of course, 6'5", 225.
Built brick shit house again.
Like, if you look at the height, weight, and age of every single one of my breakouts, you're in a very tight window.
All right, well, let me change that up for you guys then with the height, age, and weight. Height, 6'8", age, going to be 23.
6'8".
6'8", 220 pounds. He's going to be 23 in the middle of April. His name's Yury Perez. This is probably the year we just see him really take that step forward. I mean, he's given us 186 innings so far. He's turning 23 this year. 370 RA, a whip in the low ones. Like, it's a matter of time before he just becomes, like, production-wise, an absolute rocket.
I think Yury Perez is a guy that struggles with what we said before, where, like, sometimes your stuff is so good, you might as well just aim down the middle and hope for the best because it's so good. Pull up Yury Perez's heat map last year on his fastballs. Go on Savant, check it out.
Let's see.
And then I'll tell you, as you look that up, that 8 of the 12 home runs he gave up on the season were on fastballs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy heat map right there.
Right down the middle. Right down the middle.
middle.
Let's find an edge on that this year. And I think Yury Perez's ERA can basically go into the 2s just on that alone.
What's crazy is the slider location, impeccable. The curveball location, impeccable. It's just the fastball is literally about as middle as you could ever throw that.
It's also a thing with Yury Perez, which is the same thing you were saying with Misiorowski. It's a lot of limbs moving.
Yeah.
It's hard to sometimes hone your mechanics when you're this long of a guy. And last year also, it's a big thing with your location possibly being poor that first time you come back from Tommy John surgery.
Yes.
That was last year's first time back from Tommy John surgery. And he's still one of my favorite ways to find breakouts. It's kind of like the cheaters' way to do it, especially like to beat ADP in fantasy baseball. If you see a whip that's elite and ERA that was high, you just bet on that guy.
Take the guy who doesn't give up hits and walks.
And it's the same proxy as strikeout minus walk rate. It's just these are some of the best ways to determine which pitchers are going to be good. It kind of works almost every time.
I think I only have one more normie pick and then I'm done, so I'm feeling good now.
I've gone through all of my future aces. That was Bradish, Pepiot, Bubba, Sheehan, and Boz. And I went through most of my next tier. All right, so here's my next guy.
Yeah, because mine are weirdos now.
All right, next guy I'm buying big on. And we kind of talked about a few guys of his teammates, Angels, who you don't get to do minor leagues with the Angels. So you kind of just have to learn everything on the fly. And this guy's talked specifically about how it was a big deal for him to go out of the organization to find some development help.
Smartest thing he could have ever done.
Reid Detmers. Reid Detmers, he's ready to go. Like when you have a lefty fastball that can sit 96 with plus vertical action, good lift on it, I'm always going to bet on that guy because that's one of the most dominant pitches you can have because you just don't see it very often. Reid Detmers also last year looks like he kind of fleshed out his slider into 2 separate pitches, one very tight gyro and one like kind of more depthy death ball on it. He has a curveball that drops like a Brock too, but a little slow. So I'm wondering how that's going to be, how much that even plays into his repertoire this year with how those sliders came out and were developed. Just a guy who has all the tools, who came on strong as a reliever last year, back in the rotation this year. Just seems like it will be a nice, calm, smooth breakout from a very high draft pick.
Yeah, no, he's good. I think it's definitely a world.
And you want to hear this?
What?
6'2", 215, 26 years old.
I was going to say, what's his age, James?
That's 26.
26. This guy loves the 26-year-olds.
That's the spot. What else you got?
Call him Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Or is that his cutoff age?
No, I think that's older than Caprio doesn't.
Way older.
25 and under.
All right.
Which we don't respect that.
No. Now I'm going to do some weirdo guys. And I just want to hear your reaction because I'm going to keep some of these quick. Again, more so vibes. Taj Bradley. I liked what he did at the end of last year with Minnesota. New place. Again, I know he still struggles again to kind of find pitches that move glove side, right? I believe is what he needs.
It's kind of also pitches that are just slow.
Yeah, I mean, he just does throw everything 100. But those last few starts were great. And, like, we similarly saw them do that with, like, Simeon Wood-Richardson at the end of the year last year when he got that splitter towards the end. Yeah. Like, those guys looked a lot better. Taj Bradley is one of those where I think just monitor. See what he's doing early on in the beginning of the season, and you might just end up picking up a demon.
I had another one here, similar Twins deadline acquisition, Mick Abel.
Yep.
When Abel came up last year with the Phillies, it seemed like he was jacked up for his first 2 starts, and he was sitting like 97 with like 16, 17, 18 inches of IVB. And then that fastball, the fastball is important for him and any pitcher, but the thing I liked a lot about Abel is that he had multiple breaking balls and he had a changeup that he could command a little bit. Then as that fastball kind of trended down a little bit, he struggled. He went back down to minor leagues, was traded. I'm not really fully putting him as a breakout because we might be falling for small sample stuff again. Where this spring he's sitting 97 with the 16 inches of IVB because he might be jacked up for these short outings. But no one's missing more bats in the spring than Mick Abel right now.
Yeah,
so I had to give him a look on this.
I got a lot of small sample guys here. One of the kings of small sample size, Joe Boyle. I mean, just let him.
It's just going to happen one day.
It has to. It's good at one point. And maybe is he 26 yet? How old is he?
If he's 26, I'm going to lose my mind. But I'm
if
going to
he's
check
20,
right now.
I mean, he also could be like 29, and I wouldn't even bat an eye.
Joe Boyle is 26.
There it is. That's it,
also,
James.
6'8". Why you have the three tallest pitchers in the league on your list?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the big guys, they're excited. But yeah, Joe Boyle, like, talk about stuff. I mean, he's only misses bats. Like, literally the thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he gets all his outs, just strikeouts.
He hasn't gotten a call strike in his life. Also, Joe Boyle will never get guys to chase because his misses are misses.
Yeah, bad misses. But it's okay because when throw it in the zone, you don't get hurt.
Yeah, be nasty in the zone. That's the way to do it. I have one more kind of real one that we haven't mentioned yet. I thought you really liked this guy, so I figured you'd bring him up. But Joey Cantillo.
I didn't put him. I figured you were actually going to be very aggressive with him.
This is just funk. It's lefty funk, 6'4", 230, 26 years old. Hits a big 3 right
with
there.
an attitude.
Yeah, that's who he is. And he's an extension king. Lefty extension kings are hard to come by. The fastball velocity is even a little bit low in terms of average velocity for a lefty, but the 7.5 feet of extension helps that play up another mile or two to probably have the perceived velo be a tick above that. And it's a wicked changeup. The righties are stymied by that changeup. He also goes against the rule because he was a low ERA last year with a high whip. The command is still kind of wacky for him. It's just, again, that changeup kind of will float sometimes. I think he's still trying to really get the hang of the curveball to really be the last nail in the coffin against the right-handed batters. But he's someone where it's like we talked about in a couple of the recent full team videos. Guardians Devil Magic.
Yeah, he's a prime example of that.
Like it's just probably going to happen for him. The Guardians Devil Magic's going to get this guy over the hump. He kind of low-key got over the hump last year, but like he's also the guy, like the stuff models will always miss him.
Yeah,
because weird extension, weird shapes, like just strange way of pitching. But just he's super fun. And someone like Ryan Nelson, if you guys play ESPN Fantasy, relief pitcher eligible.
That's huge. It's very important.
All right, I have some more weird ones. Can I start ripping?
Let me get my 2 weird ones out of the way real quick because I'll let you wax poetic. Johan Oviedo, he looks really good in the spring. He looked really good at the end of the year with the Pirates. Controls, I feel like, always going to be the big thing. He does tend to walk some guys at times, but the stuff does really look good, and he has a bunch of pitches, which I like. And then simply because I saw him almost touch 98 today, Cater Montero. I'm just gonna throw it out there because if Cater Montero sits 96 this year, he's a completely different pitcher than we've ever seen. I think he was sitting like 93.5 last year.
What if Cater Montero was just a middle relief demon?
That breakout still too. He'd be way better than he is as a starting pitcher prior.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they can just unleash him and Troy Melton as like 2 inning guys,
your dream.
Those are my guys right there. Another one where it's just like they did it again. Kyle Harrison. I have no doubt. Is that crazy to say?
No, it's the Brewers.
Like the fastball shape is still quite good, and that's going to be like the thing he leans on against lefties with that weird slurvy thing that he throws. And now all of a sudden he's throwing a changeup that has like plus drop on it. Is missing stupid bats so far this spring. He's only throwing against righties. I can't even believe that this was that quick of a fix. They were basically, here's a changeup. They were like, oh, cool. Like, you want to be a mid-rotation starter? I'd love to be.
Yeah, the Brewers have made good pitchers out of guys who have nothing. So when you have something, I'm like,
Chad Patrick.
What are you going to do with him?
And again, similar with the Brewers, Logan Henderson. Last year, he was like 30% strikeout rate in the month he pitched in the big leagues. And
he had like a 1.6 ERA, right? Like, he was unbelievable.
And he got hurt, and that was a righty changeup guy. And he didn't come back and pitch at the end of the season, even though there were some rumors he was, but I think he had a setback. He's back this spring, though. I'm like, looks good enough to me. He's never... I question his ceiling because it's a fastball without plus velocity. It's a righty changeup guy, but they're really working on that cutter with him, and I think it's something that eventually will come along. That's why he's lower on my list because I still think he has a good bit of work to do, but he's a fun guy. Probably could still crack camp in their rotation.
Last guy I didn't mention just came to my brain right now. He was a dog in the postseason in the start that we saw. Like Cam Schlittler, I really like him as a pitcher. He looks really good. Is he not a breakout guy? Because Like
so
when you
good.
have such a big national moment like that, I guess you're probably not truly a breakout. And he really was so good. Like the stuff was great. Hot take, he's probably better than Trey Savage right now.
I think I don't even, why is that a hot take?
I think that's a hot take to the baseball world. You can let us know in the comment section below. I bet you
Yeah,
a lot of the people who take in baseball content would think that's a hot take.
The one thing I'm worried about Cam Schlittler is kind of like the Michael Scott, like with your weaknesses, I work too hard, I love too much.
Yeah,
like
he hates the Red Sox thing is weird.
The velocity won't stop going up, and that's amazing. But I'm just like, how much can you take here? Because like last year as a rookie, he kept ticking up until he got to that game against the Red Sox. And he was mowing him down. He had a little back flare up earlier this spring, and maybe it was like right before camp began, and it looked like he was kind of going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball. Made his spring debut on Friday. I guess I'll know when this is coming out. But he made his spring debut. I think it was March 6th or 5th. 99 the fastball. It's like, dude, chill out. Like,
relax. It's a long season.
You're nasty at 96. Like, please. And he's got that crazy color from his high arm slot, which is like, that's the thing that, again, Savage has a splitter. It's amazing. His thing that kind of stops Jonah Tong from getting to that next level is when you're like super over the top, high spin efficiency with your fastball. It's hard to get something to move left. Schlittler does that really well.
It's crazy how
like,
much that moves.
And it's not even something he really had the second he came up, but he figured it out. And it's just like ask the Red Sox. It's scary at that when this guy's against you on the mound.
He was an absolute dog. Again, also one more. If Connolly Early's throwing 96, that's crazy.
I almost think he can't even be Connolly Early because Connolly Early was so good last year when he came up. I love
That's true,
Connolly
yeah.
Early.
I'm just saying, if you throw a 96, whoa.
The same thing with Peyton Tolley. Peyton Tolley looks like an animal this spring. These guys just don't have a spot in that rotation, which is kind of like, I'm like, damn, I wish they had spots in this rotation. A couple more demon quick ones. Our boy Christian Scott.
Of course.
Throwing a new split. He's still got the nice slider. He still has a really good swing and miss fastball. It looks difficult for him to find a spot right now because his Mets rotation is just chaotic, but I think he could. Another one, I don't know if he's ever going to start again, but he was so good in the bullpen last year. I'd say, why not? Aaron Ashby, like my fourth Brewer.
What and weird too. He is a no extension guy, zero extension. I think the worst in the league.
Some of the worst. As a lefty, he's the reverse Cantillo, but like the slider will just take it could take him far away places. And I think it's still just a tremendously good pitch. And he's got that sinker. He's got a little changeup now. Another one, weird one, Mike Burrows.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was just solid in quality last year. He's going to be solid in quality all year. I think he's got a two-seamer that he came up with last year. He's going to keep throwing. And this is the most demon one, most stupid one on here.
I can't wait.
Bradley Blaylock.
Oh, going from the Rockies to the Marlins, right?
I saw someone on Twitter break him out for a stuff model home versus road because he's a very north-south pitcher who gets a lot of vertical action on a fastball and a curveball. Those are going to be dead in course. So I think like maybe at sea level, he just is like a 4 ERA guy. Like that's it.
You give me one demon reliever that nobody's thinking about right now.
Just one?
Just one. We got to limit the people to one. We're coming up on 40 minutes here.
All right, that's fair. If I had to do one, I'll say everyone's name at the end just so I make sure don't
I'll give you two. I'll give you two.
All right, Cade Stroud.
I don't even know who that is.
Cade Stroud. He just caught up with Diamondbacks this year. Sits 96, wicked cutter, cut right fastball. Also shows a sweeper, a curveball, and a sinker.
Okay.
I think he just might be the best reliever the Diamondbacks have. Last year, he also got to 25 games. He had a 170 ERA and a 1.0 whip. And
Not
like
even
a point. He just walked a lot of guys.
Tell me how little I watched the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah, of course. I got some weird ones. Can I give you the weirdest name? But I don't think this is going to be the best guy in this list.
Yeah, because I'll follow up with my breakout reliever that I've been telling you all about.
Eduardo Nunez.
Who?
I think he's going to break camp or get in the A's bullpen by May.
You got an A's guy? That's who I'm going with.
Yeah, A's guy. I'm trying to find a guy who could possibly just get saves on the A's for the deep fantasy leagues. The fastball just sits 99. He's got a slider. He just doesn't really know where they're going.
I mean, similarly, that's my guy too.
Yeah.
He's got a 99 fastball, doesn't know where the slider's going. Elvis Alvarado, like the pitches move like crazy. If you're looking for like dark horse saves candidate, those Eduardo Nunez and Elvis Alvarado, keep them deep on your watch list.
Those are names right there, and also the guys who feel a little obvious, like Mason Montgomery,
yes,
Jose Ferrer, Angel Zerpa going from the Royals to the Brewers, Edgardo Henriquez. The stuff is crazy. You guys saw him in the World Series not look that good, but. Steven Cruz is a crazy one on the Royals. He just sits 99 with cut fastball.
Will Klein, I think, is also a decent. If he's going to throw 99, he could be a good reliever.
Definitely could be a good reliever. Also, he came up at the end of last year, and I think this will be a big-time Twitter guy this year.
Ooh, okay. Who's it going to be?
Zach Maxwell.
Oh, did they call him Beef or whatever? Is he the big fat
don't
guy?
They call him like Big Sugar or something?
He does have a sick nickname, but he's the chubber on the Reds.
Yeah, but he's got a fastball that explodes.
Like it's just like unbelievably good. Yeah, Big Sugar. There it is.
Yeah.
6'6", 275.
Also, keep an eye on Hunter Biggie. Last year, he looked like he was going to be a breakout reliever for the Rays. Got hit in the face with a line drive, really scary moment, but I think he'll be back and just in that bullpen looking good. Jose Ferrer was the Mariners went out and got him for Harry Ford. He could be like the best left-handed reliever in baseball this year.
Yeah, his stuff is really good.
Yeah, and then just one note to boys we've been with for a while. Graham Ashcraft and Carlos Hernandez.
Can't give up. Can't give up on Graham
Won't quit
Ashcraft.
either. Won't quit either.
What is your favorite line about Graham Ashcraft? Like, guys didn't want to play catch with him because the ball is so insane out of his hand.
It was someone single or double A. It was just like, I don't want to play catch with this guy. I don't know where it's going. It's too
Like,
hard.
There's 101 with cut and sink. You're just guessing.
Imagine a professional baseball player like, I can't have a catch with you.
Be absolutely terrifying. But those are our breakout pitchers. Let us know in the comment section down below who you guys think will be a breakout pitcher, who we forgot. Don't forget to subscribe to the Windup if you enjoyed the content. You can follow James on social media at
James Sheehan.
I'm Draft Nick Mark. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.